from Sweetopia.net. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make New Year's cookies with a winter theme. What you're going to need is gum paste or fondant, maybe more than this. This is just enough for me to show you. You're going to need a fondant rolling pin, ball tools. I have two different ones here, so I have different sizes. You're going to need the cutters of your choice. I have a PME flower petal cutter, and I can have the link below so you can see where to find it. And I have two snowflake plunger cutters from PME. If you want your flowers to dry curved, you'll need flower formers, and you can also even just use egg cartons if you have it around at home. And here I've got a nylon with cornstarch in it to dust my board, and you need a plastic board. You can use marble, something that the fondant won't stick to, and then underneath you've got this little mat here so this board won't slide around. So we're ready to go. Take your cornstarch and dust your board so that your fondant or gum paste doesn't stick to it. And you might need to dust it every once in a while. Take your fondant or gum paste and knead it a little bit to warm it up. You can knead it in your hands or you can knead it on the board. This is a small amount just for demonstration purposes. You can use more than this. And what I'm doing is I'm putting sort of the edges or the seams towards the bottom, and that's the part that I'll be putting facing down like this. And I'll press down. And now I take my fondant rolling pin, start from the center, and just rock the rolling pin back and forth just to get it a bit flatter. Every once in a while collect a little bit more cornstarch. And you can make this as thick or as thin as you like. I'm going to be going for thin today. So once you've got it about flat enough that you can actually do a rolling motion, quarter turn, roll generally from the center outwards. And you want to avoid putting pressure on the end, so you'll want to avoid doing that because you don't want to get that skinny part. You can fix it. And you try to do instead of going back and forth at this point, you don't want indentations, so you try to roll all the way through. And now I'm starting from the edges instead of the center, now that I'm almost done. Okay, so it's ready. It's pretty thin. It's about 1 millimeter or 2 thick. And I'm just going to check again to make sure I've got cornstarch on the bottom. So now I'm going to take my cutter. This is a flower cutter. I'm going to place it into the gum paste or fondant. Press down pretty hard, shimmy back and forth, lift up, and what I want to do now is press the fondant or gum paste into the mold so that I really get the edges crisp. So I want my flower to be kind of curved, a dry curve, so I'll take this flower former and take my ball tool and just gently press each petal down until it falls out. There you go, you can let it dry for about 5 to 12 hours. Okay, so now I'm going to make a snowflake. This is a plunger cutter. It's from PME. It's great because you can actually press out the form with the plunger. So what you want to do again, a little bit of cornstarch on it, place it on top of your gum paste and really press, slide it back and forth. Now I'm also going to use the plunger to press the detailed pattern into the snowflake. Okay, gently tear it away. Press your fingers into the mold again to make sure the edges are crisp. You can also use the fondant rolling pin if you like. I like using my fingers. You might actually need to use a toothpick to get all the little detail out. This cutter is a little bit more detailed. Okay, so then you turn it around and just press the plunger and the snowflake comes out. Let that dry for 5 to 12 hours on a flat surface covered with parchment. To decorate the flowers, I have edible pearls of 2 sizes. I've got a little bit of white royal icing in a piping bag with a number 3 tip, and I have tweezers. So what I'm going to do is take the piping bag, and you can use a different tip too. I just happen to have a 3 on here already. Put a little bit of icing onto the flowers. And now just take your tweezers, and for this one, oops, you can use your fingers for that one. That's it, and let that dry for a couple of hours. When your flour is dry, put a little bit of icing on your cookie. I pick up my flour with tweezers at first and then gently press it on. And there you go. You can add a little bit of glitz to your snowflakes with disco dust. So what I do is I'll take a little bit of water and a paintbrush just used for food and just moisten the snowflake with a little bit of the water. So this will act like an adhesive. And then I have them sitting on parchment paper so I can catch the excess disco dust. Shake it on. And I'm putting on a lot, but I'll be able to catch the rest and put it back in. Take your snowflake, gently shake it off. And that's what it looks like. And then you want to put it aside to dry. Now I can pick up parchment paper and pour the excess glitter back in. And you can do whatever you like for the patterns on your cookies. First you're going to need a little bit of royal icing. So it's easy as putting a little bit in the middle and taking your snowflake, gently pressing it on, and I'm going to layer mine as well. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, you can find me on my blog, Sweetopia.net, on Facebook or on Twitter. Happy New Year!